This is how some school officials are preparing for a day they hope will never come. School shootings have become a fixture of American society. A federal database counts 603 incidents of gun violence on campus from 2018 through 2021, 155 so far this year. In response, most schools have implemented so-called active shooter drills. But after a lone gunman took 21 lives in May at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas,
get under the table and act like you're asleep.
Some experts have raised the question, are kids and teachers being taught the wrong lessons?
There's new lessons being taught, but I think they might be going the wrong direction, but I guess we're looking for any out we can. So officials are trying to figure out best ways to actually protect children, considering there's all these school shootings and our politicians and folks who run the country, the money folks, have no interest in doing so. So, by the way, there's these new approaches that some experts want to take. It's the parts of this is not to cower under a desk and be quiet. It's to run, hide, and also fight back. Before we get to more details about what they mean by all these different changes, there was a moment in that NBC News video where they were talking about these trainings and everything. Again, trainings about school shootings where children are murdered on a semi-regular basis. And I'm not sure what was going on in this still image here from that video. Is this post-shooter drill training? And then the victims pose for Instagram? I don't know. I don't want to make too many assumptions. Who knows? But it was a little bit disturbing considering the seriousness of it. Or it just shows just how numb we are. I'm not criticizing those folks, they do what they want. It's just, it may be an illustration of how casual this whole thing is. Even during that video, the training exercises, they're smiling and laughing. Again, not faulting them for it, but that's just where our mindsets are. Let's go on more because they're teaching these teachers to be prepared for these trainings in this different ways. Watch more.
It's clear that the children in that school were pretty much taught lockdown. And I very much wish that we would begin as a society to accept that we can trust that our children know how to run, because children who have run from school shootings have survived.
Catherine Schweit ran the FBI's active shooter program, which endorses a more proactive response to a school shooter, shorthanded as run, hide, fight. Everybody remembers learning to stop, drop, and roll. Alice training wants alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate to become just as ingrained.
When's the last time a kid died in a school fire in the United States of America? Firefighters don't answer that question. 58, December 1st, 1958. Right? So what have we done? We trained kids and teachers what to do when the fire alarm goes off, when they smell smoke, when they see fire.
So when they change policies when it comes to fire drills, it's worked out. That's an approach they think is they can take here, considering maybe it's a new kind of drill. Anyway, there's more because they're also encouraging these teachers to participate in every aspect of this fight back. I think it was the ALICE acronym of things to fight back and maybe try and save more kids. Let's watch more.
Educator has chosen to play the shooter, told to enter the classroom with a Nerf gun.
I know I'm not gonna die today, but it felt like I was in a real situation. And so it's just so cool to actually practice this with a fake gun. And it really just puts it all into perspective.
Alice also teaches educators how to counter a shooter, which can mean anything from yelling to throwing a stapler.
Counter is not fighting. Counter is a physiological, psychological interruption of thought.
These trainings are going for teachers. And there's a level of being aware and ready. The way that guy ran up in the classroom and things are getting thrown at him, they're prepared. If a teacher's up there teaching math and they're in the middle of an equation and someone busts in, I'm not sure if their mindset is ready to go, I have this stuff ready. It's shock. And there's a huge gun. And it's probably already firing at many points. Again, I understand the belief in trying to save more lives. So I'm not trying to criticize them for trying something new, but it's a shame that we're at this point because there's this one very sad video that was making circulations maybe a few weeks ago that shows a woman trying to teach her kid at home about it. And maybe this is why we're triggering more teachers trying to get involved with these types of active shooter drills as if they're in some kind of war. Let's watch what she had to do with her kid.
Teacher calls over the intercom, says this is not a drill. Everybody go in the corner and be really quiet and still. What do? You don't turn and be really quiet and still. Now show me how you use your bulletproof backpack. Okay, good job. If a teacher says, Winston, you don't need your backpack, let's get in the corner.
I say, no, I need it. It's bulletproof.
Okay. If the police are outside the door, but the shooter is in your room, and they call out, is anybody in there? What do?
I say, I'm here.
Absolutely not. You don't say a word.
Okay.
If the shooter is in there, you do not say a word. You stay absolutely silent. Okay, you get out of the building. Where do you go? Where do you run?
Outside.
Where outside?
Home.
You run as far away from the school as you can go.
Okay.
Mom will find you. Teacher calls over the intercom, says, this is not a drill. Everybody go in the corner and be really quiet and still. What do?
Get on the corner and be really quiet and still.
Jessica, from fire drills to shooting drills, all been trying to be streamlined in a way to make things better. Seeing things like that make you either not want to have kids if you don't have any, or then take your kids out of schools if you do.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about the bulletproof backpack lobby and what they're gonna do. Crazy. The guy who's giving the training, I get that he's doing good work, right? He wants to give people preparation and training to save people's lives. The fire stat, however, saying no one's died in a fire since 1958 and pointing to fire drills as the reason for that is maybe confusing correlation with causation. We build buildings very differently today than we did in 1958. That might not be the only reason there are not fires. So maybe we should do something to address why shooters are entering the school in the first place. I don't know. And then you see the kids, posted up, posing on Instagram or whatever it was, like active shooter drill. They're kind of desensitized. They're built different, but they're also traumatized. Everytown's research and policy division found that these shooter drills do increase anxiety and depression among youths. And they know this and they're doing it anyway because school shootings are so statistically prominent. We've had 948, maybe it's more by now, since Sandy Hook. That's just the last 10 years. So they know it's possibly traumatizing to the kids, but they're doing it anyway because it's worth it, because it's so statistically likely that their kid could be involved in a scenario like this.
If you're already in the room, I mean, if I'm a teacher and I would do the training too, because what else can I do? Quit, which a lot have. Let's keep it real.